Hello, and welcome to the Roughneck Minute, a Movies by Minute podcast where we go over the movie Starship Troopers 1 minute at a time. I'm one of your hosts, Matthew.
And I'm your other host, Johann.
And joining us again this Wednesday is Christian Sanchez, a former Marine squad leader. Welcome, Christian.
Hey, thanks for having me again.
Yeah, thanks for coming back, man.
Absolutely.
This minute begins with Rico giving a speech to the young recruits and ends with the Roger Young taking evasive action. All right. So, yeah, he addresses his newly formed squad.
They all look like kids.
Oh God, they're all kids. Like, I think there's one that is literally. I don't think his voice has changed at all. These kids look 14, but again, it's probably to give them the kind of like difference of age. Rico, Casper Van Dien is probably like 25, 26 in this movie. And these kids are like 14. Yeah, definitely like 10-year difference.
Yeah, except for this guy over here in the front left. He's probably the like 30-year-old guy that enlisted after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, there is this also guy that kind of looks like a budget Xander as well too, kind of at 1 hour 42 minutes and 16 seconds right behind the kids. He looks a little older as well too.
This guy with like the buzz cut?
The guy behind him, I believe.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yep, that's...
Budget Xander.
That's right.
Budget Patrick Muldoon. I'm sorry,
That'd
Patrick.
be hilarious if Rico was like you. Yeah, I don't like you. Get out.
I don't like you.
You're not in the Roughnecks.
No, you get out.
See, right at
Rico's Roughnecks, except you.
Right at the beginning of this minute, there's a guy that's at the very far end. Like, basically, like, as soon as he gets to the end of all the Roughnecks...
Okay.
He looks like Zach Woods.
Okay.
From Silicon Valley.
Yeah. Slightly.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. He looks scrawny. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Should
but
beef
that's
that kid up.
Yeah, check IMDb. No, his...
Oh, no.
He's going to be what we call a double rats recruit. He's going to get fed double. I had a man, and this kid's like he's one of my best, like one of the people I've kept up with since I've gotten out. And he actually stayed in and became a sergeant and all this stuff. But I had a guy that I trained. He was like the biggest up whenever he got to our unit, and he was about 120 pounds soaking wet. And we were machine gunners. Like, you're a machine gunner, you're carrying the actual weapon system on you, plus ammo, and every 100 rounds is 7 pounds. Plus a regular rifle, plus ammo for that. And it's just, man, I don't know how he got there. But he was a champ. Like, he did everything better than anybody else, but he always messed up, too.
He's probably carrying a third of his weight, isn't he?
Oh, he was carrying over his weight easily.
Jeez.
Easily over his weight. If he was 120 pounds, we easily carry that at any given time. And then you add the actual, the additional gear as a machine gunner that you carry, or any weapons platoon Marine. And he was probably carrying about $150 or more. And he had so much heart, though. He became one of my favorite recruits, or not a recruit at this point. He was a Lance Corporal, but he was one of my Marines, and I gave him the hardest time, all the time. And after we deployed, because you kind of like, when you get to your unit, you kind of get treated pretty harshly until you're seen as more worthy after your deployment. After your deployment, you're buddies with everybody, everything's cool. All these people that used to haze the crap out of you, like they're drinking buddies and everything now. So up until after we deployed, man, he was always getting in trouble. And after the fact, he beefed up. He got to about 150 pounds and like pretty muscular because we had the capability to work out overseas. And he became one of my best Marines, 100%. So it's funny how he looked. I couldn't possibly describe how he looked. He looked like a crackhead. He looked just horrible. And he still did afterwards, but at least he was bigger and he looked older and, kind of like he'd gone through some stuff. So whenever you do a deployment, it kind of goes in cycles. You come in, a couple of guys leave, and then, you you get new guys, and now you're the old guys, and then they get new guys, and then you leave, so on and so forth. So whenever I saw him last, he was he was in Rico's spot, getting ready to tell those kids what's what.
Yeah. Man, that's that's awesome, man. I mean, I like the whole entire, feed them twice kind of thing.
Oh my goodness, yeah, they 100% do that. If you're fat, they'll feed you half rations. If you're skinny, they'll feed you double rations.
Oh, and I like MREs.
Oh man, yeah, it's like there's a couple of really good ones. We're kind of getting off track here, but there's a couple of really good ones, and the rest are just horrible.
I heard macaroni chili is really good.
I like chili mac, chili and beans, even though that one just tears your guts up. And chicken pesto, chicken with noodles, and I think that was about it. But you gotta make them right. You gotta melt that cheese in there. You gotta add the crackers. You gotta add the spices. You gotta do it right. If you just eat the main meal like an animal, it's just not gonna taste that good. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. Now, because I subscribe to a couple of guys who review MREs on the internet.
Okay,
and
yeah.
I've bought a few myself as well too, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't very good by itself.
No.
I've actually gotten one of them. What is it? The cheese omelet or whatever it is.
Oh, the veggie omelet. Oh my god,
That's
it's so
yeah.
bad.
Oh, it's nasty.
That's the worst.
Man.
Nobody wants that one. It's so bad.
It's like I got it, and I'm like, okay, this sounds kind of cool. No, it's not good at all.
It's horrible. We don't eat it. You could be starving, and what we do is we start this thing called you're gonna have to medic this one out, but it's called a rat box. And you open up your boxes of MREs, and you go, okay, this is gonna be the rat box over here. And you take all the MREs that nobody wants, and you open them up, take whatever you want out of them, and throw them into that box. So if anybody wants whatever's left over, they can have it, because that MRE's now been wrapped.
That's great.
That one is consistently in that box. There's nobody that just goes, yeah, I'm going to eat the veggie omelet. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. Hey, you going to eat that veggie omelet?
No, like not enough jalapeno, not enough Tabasco sauce makes it even better either.
No amount of Tabasco sauce can fix it.
You have to douse it. I think it's more vinegar than it is egg at that point. It's disgusting. I'll try to find one for you, Johann. We'll try it out.
No, that's all right.
Okay. No, he's done with that. He's okay without it.
Yeah, let's get back to our movie. So Rico decides that he's gonna start talking to his troop, but he says, "I only have one rule: everybody fights, no one quits. You do your job. You don't do your job, I'll shoot you." He doesn't say shoot you myself like Razchek did.
Yeah.
He just says, "I'll shoot you." And then he asks, "Hey, do you get me?" Let me try that again. Sorry, I'm gonna need some water real quick.
Yeah. Everyone fights, no one quits.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do your job, I'll shoot you.
Yep.
Do you get me?
We get you, sir.
We get you, sir.
And
Awesome.
he smiles and says, "Welcome to the Roughnecks." Sugar, at this point, sees an opportunity, kind of like instead of Jelly's Jaguars in the book,
Yeah.
or Raschek's Roughnecks, as actually, it wasn't Raschek's Roughnecks. Raschek was he died really quickly in the book, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was Raschek's Roughnecks for a bit, and then he dies almost immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And the teacher was not Mr. Raschek. It was a guy named Mr. Dubois. So he wasn't even in the military at that point, at the same time as Rico.
But Dubois was a old friend of Raschek, is what it was, I believe.
Yeah. And of Zim.
Mm-hmm.
But he dies pretty quickly, but like everybody loved him, and you only know that people loved him because they tell you, because Rico wasn't there long enough. He just saw other people and how they revered him. And then after he dies, everybody's kind of beat up about it, and Jelly is promoted temporarily to his spot. He doesn't become a lieutenant right away.
That's right.
But they put him. He becomes the platoon sergeant, or the platoon commander at that point. And they're like, "Well, why don't we change it to Jelly's Jaguars?"
And then he's like, "I don't think the lieutenant
And he goes,
would like that."
"Yeah, the lieutenant wouldn't like that."
That's
He didn't even say that. He says like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing that."
Mm-hmm.
I think that this group has always been the Roughnecks. They've just had the benefit of being led by someone with the letter R in their name.
Pretty much, yeah. That's what it was in the book too, because they're thinking about changing it to Jelly's Jaguars because of Jalal, but instead just like leave it at the Roughnecks. They don't call him Jelly's Roughnecks or anything. He's just the Roughnecks. And then once Rico gets into it, it's Rico's Roughnecks.
Yeah, when they pick the name, it depends on who's the platoon commander at the time.
I think, doesn't Jalal get his own? No, he dies, doesn't he?
He gets his own commission.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, he gets a new platoon and a new squad and everything as well. So
yeah, I think he goes somewhere else.
Yeah, because I was under impression that the platoon will always be named a certain thing no matter who leads it. Like this could have been Ace's Roughnecks or something like that. Because it's like the Harlem Hellfighters. Just because they're led by a new guy in the next World War, it doesn't change from being the Harlem Hellfighters because they've always kind of been the same people.
Well, that's different because that's the place where they're from.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But you know what I mean.
Unit names are weird. Like for, I don't know if this has anything to do with this, but we don't name platoons. That's too small of a unit to name. Mm-hmm. And the only thing that a company is known by is usually their call sign, which that can change to whatever, and it's never after like a person. So like Charlie Company could be Chaos Company, Carnivore Company, Charcoal Charlie, whatever you want to call it. And then your battalion retains its name. So
yeah,
like you got the Walking Dead, you have the Warlords, all those kind of different battalions, and they're always going to be that name, but the company name or the company call sign can change.
Okay. I was wondering about that when I was reading Generation Kill as well.
Oh yeah. Generation Kill is a great book, great show.
No, I read the book before I watched the show, but yeah.
If you want to see like what the Marine Corps is like, Generation Kill is it. There is nothing like. There's barely anything that's different about that show. They're a little too motivated, and they kind of say "oorah" and all that kind of crap way too much. But besides that, it is on the dot.
Yeah, my wife knows this for a fact, but I watch that show at least once or twice every year. And she'll be like, "Oh, you're watching Generation Kill again?" "Yeah, I'm watching Generation Kill again."
Oh, yeah. I'm going to police that mustache.
Mm-hmm. Gotta do the Hitler stash. It's reg.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think in Starship Troopers, anyway, they kind of name the company or the platoon after the person.
Yeah.
Because you got Willie's Wildcats, too.
Mm-hmm.
And only some of them are named. Some of them don't bother.
Yeah, they didn't do any other ones in the book either. It was just like Willie Wildcats, Jelly's Jaguars, and Rico's and Razjak's Roughnecks.
Mm-hmm.
Because
what was that? Oh, Blackie's Blackguards.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're not doing that.
it was in the 60s, Johann. It's 1959. It's okay.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, well, the guy's name was...
thank God none of them was called
like
Nick or something like that.
Yeah.
No! We're not doing that either.
No, because, it
already... Nasties.
Yeah, all right, that one's fine.
Yeah, his name was Black, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember his full name, but that was his nickname was Blackie, but his full name was like Blackburn or
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
like that.
Thank God. At least his name wasn't like John Joseph or something like that. And it's like, oh, but you're African American, so your nickname is not Blackie.
No. It's not Mr. African American's Blackguards.
All right, thank God. All right, I'm okay with that. At least the Harlem Hellfighters are untouchable because they have prestige.
Yeah, no, you can't touch the Harlem Hellfighters.
Yeah. Do you know that there is a comic about that?
About the Harlem Hellfighters? No, I didn't know.
Yes, it's written by Max Brooks, the same guy that does World War Z, and the son of Mel Brooks. Yeah.
Awesome. A big fan of Mel Brooks, too.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Well, Stricker comes up and says, as we've been saying before, Rico's Roughnecks, and everyone goes, hooah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the point that I wanted to put a pin on, because it does come up at a discussion I have for a later minute, but this begins the infatuation of Sugar with Johnny, in my opinion.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay.
Yes.
Pump the
Okay.
brakes, bro.
Yeah. So we'll put there. Pin has been noted on this episode, and I will bring up when I believe that his infatuation comes full circle much later.
I mean,
I like that he hopped up and kind of did the symbolic gesture of the handing of the torch to Rico.
mhm.
He's the senior, not the senior guy, but he's the one that's been with the Roughnecks the longest.
Yeah.
So if anybody should say like, "Hey, you are now the de facto leader of the Roughnecks, and I endorse you completely," it's him.
Mm-hmm. It's I mean, that's. I mean,
Everybody
you said
else has, bought the farm by now.
pretty much. And Rico says that they're looking for. They got a mission. They're going to quote unquote Bug City, which they do say so in the book as well too. But they're looking for some kind of smart bug. But in the book, I actually like it a lot better because because the pseudo arachnids in the book are a lot smarter than these regular bugs. They have cities, they have ships and everything, and they actually make highways under the ground that, as they describe it, sound like what is it? Cooking bacon,
Sizzling bacon sounds.
Yeah.
When they're burrowing through the dirt, it makes a sizzling bacon sound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then they know like where the bugs are heading and when there'll be a breach or something like that.
Yeah, they have these like big scanners that they have like scanning teams, and they put like a spike into the ground and listen, and wherever the noise is going, they kind of map out the entire undercity of the bugs.
Yeah. And as soon as he says that, Rico notices in the back that a couple plasma bugs have let off their salvo. And says, and they probably know they're coming.
Yep.
Saddle up.
And that's
everyone
kind of
just
like
starts...
a weird thing, because they're so close. Like their staging area is so close to where the battle's about to be. That's
they've kind of always done that though.
Mm-hmm.
Even on their first drop when he was with Willie's Wildcats.
Mm-hmm.
They're right next to where the bugs were coming up.
Oh yeah, but that's different though. That's a combat drop. You're dropping into a hot zone. Here they're just hanging out, like talking to the new recruits. That's what I think is weird. They have like
slept
shelter there.
They're doing PT and hanging out.
Right.
Well,
so it's
like this is their combat outpost, which is 10 feet away from the enemy's combat outpost.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's Blood Gulch.
I think that the part of the reason why that happens is because of the terrain they have. Maybe there aren't too many safe drops. And considering all bugs are underground, it's hard to tell where the best place would be.
And, they could have a couple of hoppers, scouting them out as well, too. Who knows?
Yeah. Some of those Marauder suits. Really come in handy right now.
Yeah, they would have. Man. But yeah, everyone starts freaking out, running around, and getting ready. So we get a shot from orbit a little bit. Plasma's going up and starting to hit the Corvettes. One Corvette takes a huge hit on the backside and starts listing to the right side. I think this is the Boxer, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah. But it starts going down
Boxer.
starts going down pretty heavily. And we're zooming in on the old 176, Roger Young.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
right on this scene, right where it ends, because we see Carmen on the left, Xander on the right, and we see Deledier. Here's something in the script that I just found out, which may have led to that whole thing about Deledier coming back in the movies. You remember there was that whole thing like I should be able to come back, type of thing.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember hearing about that?
No, I know that the actress was in the other movies. Or
Yeah,
one of them at least.
Yeah, she actually had to fight to come back in the later movies, and it was weird. But it was weird, yeah, because she was coming back as Deledier.
As the same captain.
Yes.
Even though what happens in the next coming up minutes happens. She said that she should have still been alive.
Yes, exactly. And this is the reason why Xander is not in that seat in the script.
Oh.
It's somebody else. In the deleted scenes where Carmen and Xander have that fight, that is the last we theoretically see about Xander, and he requested combat assignment. So somebody else is there.
Whoa!
Oh, okay.
What?
So the
Does
two
Xander
main
get jealous?
Yeah, so the two main characters who are on that ship, which lead to the next couple minutes, is Deledier and Ibanez.
Whoa.
Yeah, so this is what changed, and that's what created that whole thing about why Deledier wanted to come back in the later movies, because she believes that she shouldn't have died, is because in the script she does not die here.
Oh, okay.
And like she probably would have tried to, like, she probably knows what she knows from the script or from the, pre-shooting script as well too. But I mean, she knows from, the FX makeup and all the stuff that she did towards the very middle coming up minutes that she dies.
Yeah. The theory that she has is very thin as far as the script goes, but this is where the argument, I think, goes in her point, is because she was not or Xander was not supposed to be the other person in that pod.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, good on Xander for trying to man up and be a bigger dude, but hopefully he dies.
He came back and apologized.
Yeah.
I am Xander's ghost. I'm sorry.
Man, so that's really where that minute ends, guys. Do you have anything else you want to speak about this particular minute?
Nah, I think I'm good.
Christian?
No, I don't think so. It's pretty self-explanatory minute, this one.
Yeah, it really is. Oh well. No, not a big deal. We'll get to it in next episode on Friday. Mr. Han, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitch and Instagram at JDASHD26. I'm probably still playing Monster Hunter World at this point because that game is amazing. And you can find me on Twitter at OMG It's Johann.
You guys can find me at AltTabMatt pretty much anywhere on the internet. I'm currently playing Puzzle Fighter on my phone. And that is a real fun time. It's normal Puzzle Fighter with a little bit of microtransactions, but even still, super fun. Mr. Christian, can they find you anywhere still, or have you decided that you're not going to be a ghost anymore?
Well, I think like you pointed out, they could probably find me at the Roughneck Minute Billet, since I am a member on Facebook.
Yeah, man.
Or maybe you'll run into me playing PUBG.
Oh, there you go.
And you'll probably kill me because I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, I mean, it really kind of peeves me that they don't allow you to be in that one area on the island, the regular island.
Oh, in the beginning?
Because you don't get to play with the guns anymore, and that was the kind of time that you had time to, I'm going to test out, working the AKM real quick and see how that does.
Let's see what the saw looks like. I'm never going to get it because I'll get shot before I get to the drop.
Yeah, or I'm going to try out the AWP and see how that does, because I'm never going to get that. I got that once, and I died.
I had an M14 one time, and I didn't shoot it at all. I had it for like 20 full minutes, and I just didn't run into anybody, and then when I did, they killed me. Damn it.
Well, guys, you can also follow the rest of us also on the Roughneck Minute Billet on Facebook, where you can talk about, Roughnecks and also Starship Troopers and anything else that you would like to on there. You guys can follow the show itself at the Roughneck Min on Twitter, and you can go to our website, theroughneckminute.podbean.com, for any past episode show notes. You guys, please also subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, or any other podcatcher you guys can find. Can we get you on for Friday? One more day for the rest of the week.
Yeah, man, I'd love to.
Awesome. All right. Well, we got a few more questions to ask you on Friday, so we'll get to that. Guys, thank you again so much for listening to us. I've been one of your host, Matthew.
And I've been your other host, Johann.
And I've been Christian.
We will see you on the Bounce Troopers.